right, now we are started here for Underdog Fantasy Best Ball. We've got a live draft going right now. If you are watching us right now on YouTube, hop on in the draft with us. Come and join us. If you don't already have Underdog Fantasy, make sure to use our promo code LineStar, and you'll get up to $100 if your first deposit match. Best Ball is an awesome way to get set for baseball season. Right now, we are hopping on into our draft, so come along for the ride with us here. Tyler Wiemann, fresh off his $100,000 takedown in daily fantasy the other day.
Yes. Now I'm trying to win another 100K. 100K to first this contest, so it's exciting. If you're not familiar with Best Ball, it is all the best things about fantasy baseball. You have the draft, then none of the work. You don't have to touch your lineup. Underdog will do it for you every week.
So now we're about to draft. Also, if you want to learn more about Best Ball, we've got some other videos on our YouTube page that you can just check out. Tells you what Best Ball is. Also gives you some strategies because there are a ton of strategies that go into this. So you can watch those videos as well. We also have top 5 sleepers, top 5 fades. We'll also talk about that throughout the draft, so you can check it out there.
And it looks like
we're
are
full.
going.
All right.
All right. So I have the 8th pick. Shannon has the 11th. And we're ready to go.
So, what number draft is this for you?
It might be 30.
30.
Yeah.
All right. I know you like to do it when you're walking your dog. But how have you done so far? I kind of lost my place here. Hold on.
How have I done with my draft so far?
Yeah, how have you done?
I think pretty good. I mean, nobody really knows until, the season's over. But I have the strategies, my leans, and playing that. So we'll see.
We'll see how that strategy pays off, Cotton.
Well played.
Let's pull up our
All right. So we got
different
Judge
stuff here.
Going first here.
Not surprising.
No.
I got a little cheat sheet for myself. Here we
Nice.
go. I came prepared,
Nice.
Tyler. Watch out now.
Yeah, you sure did.
All
Nervous.
right.
You're going to take
Snag
all my
your
people.
Pradesh here.
Wow. Jordan Alvarez going second. That's a
How do
little
you
bit
feel
of a
about that?
surprise
Who did
there.
you think was going to go? Soto?
Soto or Acuna.
Mm-hmm.
They would be my pick there.
Okay.
You'll
Why?
hate this,
You
but
know-
even at the one spot, I've been taking one of them.
Oh, really? Over Judge?
Not Judge. Yeah,
The thing with Soto, though, I don't know, that Petco Park phenomenon is not conducive to a lot of hitting, even though Juan Soto is very good at baseball.
Totally true. The thing is that the protection he's going to have in this lineup is like nothing he's ever had before. So
Fair enough.
see there.
Fair enough. Let's see.
So, good old PD Blog going with the Mookie Betts. That is Peter Grosset, part of LineStar.
Yeah, we tried to wrangle our coworkers to join us here today. All right, Tyler, you're on the clock.
So,
Who's it going to be?
Shohei for Underdog is just offense. You don't get his pitching,
Yeah.
which is a bummer. I'm going to go down a little on the board here, and I'm taking Trey Turner.
Wow.
So I do like to go outfield if
Am I going to get
possible.
Shohei?
You
Is
might
this
get
going to
Shohei.
happen?
You might get Shohei.
I'll take Trout,
Vlad,
too.
I was really going between Vlad and
Oh, we didn't get Shohei. I'll take
Turner
Trout, though. I'm okay with that. I'm quite all right with that. Jersey boy. I am a Jersey girl, so
yep.
we'll roll with Mike Trout. Although concerns always linger with him about injuries and that sort of thing. But
Absolutely.
all right. So I'm coming up here again.
You are.
So got to pay attention, head on a swivel. Am I going to get Goldie or Alonso, or who am I going to go with here? So Freeman. Oh, am I going to go Cole?
That's up to you.
No,
One
I'm
of
going,
my favorite fades.
I think I'm going to go Pete Alonso. I think he's going to have an unbelievable season this year. Love the Mets in general. I know you're not a huge fan of the Mets, but I've always been a fan of Pete Alonso. I think he's a great hitter. I think this could be an even better season for him than what we've seen.
And look, as a second round pick, there's really not much safer Like, I mean, he's pretty much locked in for 40 home runs there. Now, I'm on the clock. Mm-hmm. Going between Tatis and Goldie, but I'm going to go Goldie here.
Yeah, I think he's got all the category. Like, he's got everything you need in a fantasy player.
I really like Tatis, but I already have a lot of him. And so in a spot where I would have to, I'm getting Goldie to fall to me, I'm going to just take it.
Just let the draft come to you. Mm-hmm. Also, we talked on the show yesterday. We were going over our top 5 fades, and one of the fades for you is Garrett Cole.
Yes.
And not that he's not going to be awesome. It's just he's going too high in some of these drafts.
Yeah.
He just went off the board there.
I mean, you're looking at it. Burns went behind him. Mm-hmm. Sandy Alcantara is going behind him. Nola, there's a lot of guys behind him that are really good. So that's the reason that I have a hard time going there.
It's all right. You're not on the Cole train. I'm on the Cole train.
He's a great pitcher.
I agree that it's a bit of a high spot for him. I do think he is in a great position, though. The Yankees' rotation is looking good. They're going to get the wins. They've got a bullpen that will help him out, too. So I'm not too worried about him, but I can see your point of view on that.
Yeah. And to get a picture of the whole draft here, we got this nice little dashboard view. Shannon with an outfielder and an infielder. I am heavy infield to start. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, right now it's just kind of like getting the best person. You're not starting to think about positions yet, right? I mean, kind of, but you did say that in your drafts you've noticed how outfields, you start to lose a lot of outfielders very quickly, correct?
You do start to lose outfielders quickly. Now, there are some really nice stacks you can make with some lower tier teams on the outfield side late in the draft. So in these type of drafts where I go infield early, I have been trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So, and that is one thing you should be mindful of when you're drafting is what teams you already have so you can get those stacks together. So DeGrom went off the board. I was really hoping he was going to fall to me. I've been getting him later in the third a lot, and I think that that's just way too much value.
Yeah, DeGrom, the one thing that concerns me always, of course, is he never seems to have a complete season. There's always some lingering injuries with him, which is always concerning, but the guy can deal.
Yep.
Covered him in Binghamton, good old Binghamton Mets, Double-A baseball.
Now, the thing with DeGrom and in this scenario is if he is able to stay healthy and you're getting him in the third round, you're talking about a guy that probably would have wanted his number one pick if people knew. I'm going to go with a little outfielder, going Reynolds.
Okay.
I like him over George Springer and Mullins. It would be great if he got traded to a contender halfway through the season. But
who am I going to get here? Let's see. I got some decisions to make.
Rodon did get hurt today.
Right.
So he does have forearm tightness. He's
I'm a little concerned about that.
The start of the season.
I think I got to go Scherzer in this situation. I love Scherzer, Mad Max. He's reliable. And now I got a pitcher. I thought about Cease, high strikeout guy, but I don't know if I see him repeating a lot of what the strikeout numbers.
I probably would have went with Cease there. But you really can't go wrong with any of these guys.
Nah. All right. Epic Daddy on the clock. Some of these names I'm loving. I should have changed. My name is so boring, Shansum.
He got, looks like he got auto-picked Rodon.
Okay. I'm not too concerned about this not too concerned, but.
Totally. It's just that he needs to fall a little bit for me to take him, because we know we're already missing. He's going to start on the injured list, so we're already missing a little bit of time with him. So that's the one thing why I wouldn't take him that early, but we'll see.
Oh, boy. I was not prepared to go again here. Let's see who I got. Ooh. Am I going to get Cease?
If you want him, he's there.
Doing it.
I did cue him up, hoping he would fall to me, but he just snaked him right from me. Totally fine.
Don't sound bitter at all.
It's okay. Cool.
Now you're gonna have to hide your screen from me. So hey,
it's fine.
We're all in it together.
I do have a bit of a question here. Woodruff is one of my favorite pitchers this year, so I can get him, in the 4th round, which is pretty good. But we're also right at the point where outfield starts to fall off.
Yeah.
So it is a question. I am going to go to Woodruff, though, just to try and lock up some of that pitching upside in him. And maybe I don't have to draft quite as many pitchers.
Okay. So how many pitchers are you usually targeting for these drafts?
It all depends on how the draft sets up. Mm-hmm. If I am going pitcher heavy early, I'm sticking to 5, maybe 6. If I'm fading early pitchers, then I'm getting a little bit more. And my thought there is the more pitchers you have, the more likely you are to get 2 start weeks. Mm-hmm. So that's obviously very valuable for big weeks. So that's kind of how I'm going about it. If I don't get a lot of good guys, then I'll draft more.
Okay.
And in that case, I'm usually either very heavy at infield or outfield.
Right.
And so one of those ones I'd go weak on.
Okay. Coming around the bend. Let's see here. All right. So got to cue them up here. That's what I'm noticing is one of the keys too. It's just because sometimes you can get caught and clock winds down, got to cue them up. Use that cue for a reason.
Yeah, it definitely helps and keeps you from kind of stressing at the last minute and then maybe making a pick you don't want.
Yeah, don't stress click.
Yeah.
Just have it all ready for you. Try to make this as stress-free as possible, although I've got a lot of different things going on here. Yesterday on the show, we did talk a lot about some players to stay away from. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's some injuries right now, some lingering issues. Yeah. Who was I going to... Bryce Harper was one that was going too high, too. Mm-hmm. I didn't see if he went off the board in this.
He still has about 20 picks, I think, or 15 or so.
Yeah,
to his ADP, so I think we should be all right there. Now, we'll see where Petey's going to go here.
Peter, what you got, buddy? Who are you going to go with?
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. So he's trying to get that Coors stack.
It's always a good decision. The hitter-friendly Coors Field gives everybody a nice boost there. I like that. Like it a lot. Also, if you are maybe need a little brush up on your stadiums or your ballparks and how that plays into hitting and pitching and stuff, we have a video called Park Factors. Check that out. It goes through every single ballpark and how it affects hitters and pitchers. So you could check that out as well.
I was really hoping Teoscar Hernandez fell to me. But with that, I am going pitcher again with...
Who are you going?
Luis Castillo.
Okay. You like a lot of those Mariners.
I like the Mariners team. They got a lot of good pitching. They have some nice little bats. I really wanted Hernandez because there's a lot of guys I like to stack with him. Some will go later in the draft too, so it makes it a little easier to stack that team.
Now, who we got? Oh, I know where I'm going.
I know where you're going to.
You do?
If he falls to you.
I think you know where I'm... Okay. Let's see who we got.
I'll throw 2 out there, and it's one of them. Gausman or Wheeler?
Wheeler's definitely one that I'm highly considering. Big fan of Wheeler.
He's gone.
Although I know that you had said that maybe he's going a little bit too high for you. What's your assessment of Wheeler for this season?
Look, he's a guy that easily could have 20 wins this year. So you have to consider him. In that light, he's not going too high. But I am probably not taking him there. I'm probably taking somebody with a little more strikeout upside.
Yep.
And you're on the clock.
Oh, yeah. We'll go. You know, I got to also give a little boost to my Yankees. A little biased, but Tyler's all business when he goes into these drafts. I'm still a little bit of a homer that I gotta reevaluate that because
it still comes down to it being your team.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm on the clock. I was really hoping Alec fell to me. He did not. I have Trey Turner. I am reaching a little bit here, but I'm going to go Castellanos just to get the little stack there. Also fill another outfield spot. Now, he had a terrible season last year, but he has been an extremely good hitter for years and years here. So, hoping he bounces back a little bit.
All right. Got a little bit of a lull. Tyler, World Baseball Classic ongoing right now.
Did you see that yesterday the San Francisco Giants beat the U.S. team?
Is that embarrassing or what?
It's a little embarrassing.
I love the World Baseball Classic, though. I think it's one of those sporting events that's highly underrated, and it's a lot of fun. I love how the players they really take so much pride in representing their countries, and it's so much fun.
I'm excited to watch a little bit.
Now, our coworker Peter is on the clock. Okay.
Well.
Martinez. Who we going with here? Okay.
Now, we got a little while here till
we do.
of us are picking.
Little bit of a break.
That is one thing that is a little bit harder to do about these drafts is notice where you are in them when you're doing it live.
Especially when you're trying to entertain the people back at home that are watching this. And,
Now, Xander Bogaerts is up. This is one of my fades that we talked about in our video yesterday.
Sure did. We are both, I think, in agreement that a little concerning for him are his numbers and how inflated they were when he was playing for the Red Sox at Fenway Park. His BABIP was extremely high there, and so we do see a little regression for him possibly this season, moving to Petco Park, pitcher-friendly park.
He may have a few more RBIs, a few more runs just because it's a good offense.
Right.
But comes down to he just doesn't have speed or power.
Yes.
And kind of need that. And, as you can see yesterday, we talked about him. His ADP is 68. We're at 80, and he still hasn't gone, or 79.
Yeah.
I'll be at 80 here in a second. So it seems like, people are agreeing with us there that he's just going a little bit too high.
Yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of this comes down to being...
Now, I'm going to go with Rhys Hoskins, just leaning into that stack a little bit more. So I got 3 Phillies now, 3 top-of-the-lineup Phillies. So nice little spot there.
Okay.
They can make a little run, make some noise.
I'm coming up here. Oh, and we up. It's interesting because a lot of these guys I was talking about how I was not super happy with them. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Dansby Swanson.
I knew you weren't going to go Sterling Marte.
I have some, so obviously he's getting up there in age and doesn't have the speed. Although, as you pointed out to me yesterday, he was dealing with some nagging injuries last year. I'm still a little hesitant to pull the trigger on that one, but he's in a great on a great team, and he'll provide value in that respect.
The one thing, though, that you should maybe consider about him is the fact that, one, he's in the outfield. Outfield's a little thin.
Okay, make the case.
2, you have Pete Alonso. Marte is going to likely hit in front of him, so you got a nice little stack there.
All right, you made the case. Gotta listen. Yeah,
right? No, but I mean, stacking is important, and there is some data with Underdog that is showing if you're able to have 10 plus players stacked on your team, your chances of advancing go up fairly significantly. So I'm going to go with
I'll give you a consult fee for that.
All right.
If I win.
I like it. I went with Tyler O'Neill. He's another guy struggled with injuries last year, but we know he has a big ceiling. I also have Goldie, so I'm once again leaning into the stacks there. So far, I like where my team's at. And to run that down, pitching-wise, I have Woodruff, Castillo in the infield, Trey Turner, Paul Goldschmidt, Rhys Hoskins, outfield, Brian Reynolds, Nick Castellanos, and Tyler O'Neill.
Nice. Let's see. I always just have to make sure, Tyler, that I am not coming up soon, because one thing I've learned about these drafts is that it sneaks up on you.
It does. Only 30 seconds in between, so things do happen fast. If you want to do an 8-hour draft, you can do that. So you have 8 hours to make your pick. I personally don't love it.
Right. You had told me when I asked you, I said, is there any advantage to, the 8-hour draft where you have more time to kind of think about it a little bit? And you were like, no, actually, maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, the one advantage that I would see is that you wait till the end of your 8 hours to make your pick, just because if any news happens, you can jump on it right then. And the other thing is that maybe people forget, and so they just don't draft. They're not drafting their team. They're kind of letting it auto pick. But I personally would rather 30 seconds. I want to be in it, hands-on. So
I am. If you are watching right now, say hello in the comments.
Yeah.
Also, if you comment on this video, you'll be automatically entered into our contest where one randomly selected commenter will win $50. We'll announce it on the next Best Ball video. So got to be in it to win it, folks.
And as we talked about earlier, PD was setting up that Colorado Rockies stack as he took Cron, which I think it's a great spot. Cron's CJ can hit that ball.
He's got that power. Especially Coors Field, man. One of our favorite places to go for hitter stacks and daily fantasy during the season.
When you talk about wins, I went back to the Seattle Mariners.
You do love the Mariners.
I don't really have any Logan Gilbert right now. I think there is some pretty good upside with him. So might as well. When you're drafting a lot of teams, you do have to take some chances on guys you don't totally love.
Yeah.
But
okay, now one of my favorite players is Seiya Suzuki. However, dealing with some injuries, that concerns me a little bit. I don't know. So I'm kind of thinking right here.
You do have Dansby too, though, so you have that stack.
Where am I going? So I'm just going to do it. Seiya Suzuki is one of my faves.
hey, you got to get your people.
My guys.
If you
These
like
are my
them,
guys.
part of it is this is supposed to be fun. We are trying to win money. If you do have leans like that, by all means, like you can make lineups with your favorite players that have a chance to win. So. Ooh, and you're coming right back up.
Oh, I am. Thank you. I'm trying to monitor our chat as well, so get in there for that. But I got to pay attention, guys. Let's see. So I got 3 pitchers, 2 infield, 4 outfielders.
Yeah, you can go anywhere.
Yeah. We shall see.
Boston is another team that has some late kind of sneaky stacking upside.
You know where I gotta do it. I just gotta do it.
Oh yeah, you're going nasty Nestor. Big surprise.
Although I will tell you, I am a little bit concerned about Nestor Cortez this year. Reason being, I think the pitch clock will be an issue. Now, he's a guy who really likes to change up his delivery a lot, and there's kind of rules around that too. So I'm curious to see how he will. I mean, he's a guy who knows how to kind of reinvent himself in order to, get guys out, and he will do whatever. And I love him. He's such a fun player. But will he have the success that he saw last season? I don't know. What do you think, Tyler?
He's a good pitcher. It's hard to project pitchers. It comes down to it. They're kind of like the running back of the NFL, where they're most likely to get hurt, but you need them, especially in fantasy. So I like him. I have a lot of them so far, and I will keep drafting him when he falls to me.
Yeah. Gotta love. Also, we have our T-shirts, our Nasty Nestor T-shirts that we can't wait to rock for the start of baseball season. It's the Nestor Cortez shirts where he's kind of like Mario.
Super
Mario. Mario. So good. The mustache is just so fierce. Gotta have a nice mustache team. Who else is having who else has a pretty gnarly mustache the all mustache team?
Matt Carpenter.
Oh yeah,
San Diego
Carpenter.
Padres. Matt Carpenter.
That's right.
So with your team right now, kind of what are you thinking? You have
where am I going here?
You got you have 3 very high end pitchers with Cortez. Are you gonna?
I think I got to do. Yeah, I think I'm good on pitchers right now. At least right now. I don't know. I got to start. I got to get some power in my lineup and maybe a little speed too. Let's see. Who's on the board? We still got some really good players on there, so we're good.
Jake Cronenworth is on the top of the ADP.
Just saw that.
A guy that we mentioned instead of Xander Bogaerts, who very similar stats, very similar output last year, going 60 picks later.
Yeah. So another area where you can really, get some value with that pick. Tyler, are you going there? Where are you headed?
No, I am going with the all upside Freddie Peralta.
Yes.
So
you've had him in another draft, correct?
I have a lot of him so far. I do really like Joe Ryan, whose ADP wise very similar. I was going between those 2 players.
Yeah.
I went Peralta. I do have more Ryan, so part of the reason, but Peralta really has the upside here.
Interesting seeing, as I'm scrolling through, seeing Joey Gallo on the board there.
He's an interesting one.
Yeah, as someone who followed him with the Yankees, he was pretty bad. That they stole him a pick there, but that's okay.
But if we look at his stats here, he's just 1 year removed from a 44 home run season.
Right.
And a huge underdog point total at 1482.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if he can just come in between those 2 numbers, at his ADP, you're doing really well.
Yeah.
Taking him. So, and I mean, based on his last year's production, he is probably going a little too high.
Yes. That's where upside. I do think he could have a better season. Listen, playing in New York is not easy. Lots of scrutiny there. A lot of players can't handle the pressure of that situation.
No.
And it was one of those things where you knew he had the talent, but the strikeouts for him. But in, of course, this situation where you aren't getting dinged for those strikeouts, it's not as big of an issue. Oh, I'm on the clock here. Yeah. I got to pay attention here. All right. Am I going to go? Oh, I know where I'm headed. Immediately, yes. Oscar Gonzalez.
Oh, SpongeBob?
SpongeBob SquarePants. That's his walk-up song. Now, he was incredible last season in his first year up, and I just thought that he showed a lot of poise, like from a rookie right out of the gate. I think it was his first, 5 games he got a hit in. It was just pretty crazy.
Yeah, Cleveland has been a team that is hard for me to draft. I haven't been getting many of their hitters unless I'm able to get Jose Ramirez in the first round because I'm really having a hard time being able to kind of project what they do here. I kind of wish I didn't go with Peralta last because I could have got Ryan here, which means I would have had a better hitter. But I'm going to just go with good old Joey Gallo. I would have liked to take him a little bit later, but I do need outfield. Outfield is almost at the point where it's very dry. So,
I mean, listen, he's not going to have, I don't see him having a repeat disaster like he did in New York. And he has we've seen the skills. He's got it. Yeah. He just has to, put it together. And once he left New York, I think.
Wow. Tellez went 138. He, ADP, when we talked about him being a sleeper, was 20 points higher than that.
All right. All right. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, drop us a comment. Say hello.
Man, I'm really surprised how many pitchers here are just dropping further and further.
Further down.
And yeah, I would have liked to maybe skip one of the pitchers I took to just take one of these guys and up the hitting a little bit. But you never know how the draft is going to play out. So
exactly.
Could have gone the other way where these pitchers went quickly. And, I mean, now they are. So. There is a chance that I'm going to just stay with 5. I got 5 solid guys. A couple guys that I can count on week in, week out. So now Jorge Polanco went. I was really hoping he was going to fall to me so I could stack him with Gallo. But there are other twins that I can stack with.
What are your thoughts on Chris Sale? I see him at the top of the ADP here.
Yeah, I have a hard time clicking that name. To be honest, I don't have any
the king of the meltdown, or at least dugout tantrums.
That was a good meltdown.
Did he break his hand or something? What's the
didn't he kick a bat?
Yes. Yeah. Or at his teammate. I don't remember.
All right, now I'm next on the clock here. Taking a look at my hitters. I do have Reynolds. I don't love McCutchen, but it is a stack, and the outfield's drying up. So I'm going to just go with it. It is important to stack a little bit. So I went with him.
Who did you go with? Sorry.
Andrew McCutchen. One of the things, now stacking for this best ball, it's not quite as effective as NFL because it's so many games.
Yeah.
It's not one game, one event. However, it does help, and I am using that as, a tiebreaker. There's a couple other guys I liked right there, but I already have a Pittsburgh player, so adding that correlation does help.
On the clock. All right, guys. Don't know who I'm going with here. Let's see. Gumby? Oh, I kind of need some infielders here. Let's see.
There's a ton of infielders at the end of the draft.
I got to go Gumby. Oh, wait. I think it's going to come to me anyways. All
right. You got him. Now, you are up in a couple more picks here.
Thanks, Tyler. So Tyler's like,
get on it.
Pay attention.
You do have a couple stacking options here. They are in the outfield, though, with Conha or Mancini. You also have Andres Jimenez, who is a Cleveland guy. So it's another stacking option.
Cleveland stack. You. Oh, I'm on. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. I think we'll go Jimenez in this situation. There we go. I do like Cleveland. I think they kind of have a nice little path to the playoffs there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, Cleveland's a good team. Don't get me wrong.
In that division, I think that they'll have a lot of success, and I think they're in a good spot.
They're a good team.
Let's see.
There's a lot of ways I can go here. I'm going to go with Mike Yastrzemski.
Okay. I thought you were going to go Mancini.
No, I am doing this because there are multiple late Giants guys that I do like. Mm-hmm. So it is another one of those kind of late stacks. Unfortunately, one of them went right after I picked in Jock Peterson. And there are multiple late kind of stacks that I really do like, and that could be a video for next week.
Okay, we're coming up with content here.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to pick out a little Q action here. Harrison Bader. It's an interesting one. Let's see.
So as far as how my team is setting up right now, I have 5 pitchers, 3 infielders, and 6 outfielders. Now my infield is pretty strong because I took Turner and Goldie with the first 2 picks. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with going light there. I'm also okay with pretty much being done at pitcher here. So I'm going to probably wait for either pitchers or infielders to drop to me, but I may be aggressive with outfielders here.
All right. Got some 9 picks away. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to say hello in the comments. A comment will also automatically enter you into our contest where one randomly selected commenter will win $50. We'll announce it on our next Best Ball video, which sounds like we got a topic already picked out for that. So
let's go.
So there we go. Make sure to tune into all of our Best Ball content. We've got a lot of videos. Check out our YouTube page. I also mentioned the Park Factors video as well. So it's all the tools for you guys to go out there and dominate. Also, congratulate Tyler in the comments as well. He just won $100,000 on daily fantasy on DraftKings for NBA action. Every day we've got those. Week. I just love that one of your picks was actually one of our prop bets. Every day we have our NBA props show, and it can also help you out with fantasy as well. All the information is applicable across the board there. So,
yeah, I mean, one of the things we mentioned on that prop show was that Herb Jones or the Kings have been allowing a lot of ancillary stats, and that's exactly what happened with Herb Jones. He had a really big game, so it helped out quite a bit.
Sure did. So $100,000, as I was mentioning on the show, I was trying to find out like what you can actually buy for $100,000. Like what's the equivalent in like avocados? And that's like a lot.
It's a lot of avocados.
It's like 151,000 avocados. Yeah. Because you got to like put it into
I don't think I would be able to eat that many avocados before they went bad. I don't know if that's a good investment.
You got to put them in the refrigerator. That's the hack. Have you heard that?
I have.
Okay.
But again, I don't know if they would stay long enough even in the refrigerator. I do like avocados though.
All right.
I'll take extra guac and Chipotle.
Extra guac. Yesterday's video when I was talking about all the things Tyler could buy with $100,000, I said you can get like this much Chipotle extra guac. Mm-hmm. And do you guys remember the Step Brothers video where he's like, "Let me ask you a question. Do you like guacamole?" And he jumps onto the bunk beds. All right. Oh, I'm on the clock. That's what happens when I start getting on.
You got 10 seconds there. You gonna stress out?
Nah, we don't stress about this. Maybe a little stressed. I guess I missed my pick. That's what I get for chit-chatting about Step Brothers.
At least you didn't stress.
I'm not stressed.
All right. Now, who do we got here? I could go pitcher. There are a couple pitchers I like. I do like Adam Duvall here. I'm going to take him. As I said earlier, there are a couple late Boston guys I like to stack. Duvall is just a year removed from a 30 home run season. Mm-hmm. So getting him late in a hitter friendly ballpark, I do like it.
All right. Who else we still on the board? I was very disappointed that Volpe's not on.
I know, it's weird.
I was disappointed.
There's a lot of other prospects that are. I'm surprised he's not.
Yeah. Now, late in the draft, are you kind of also going for some of these flyers that could be potential?
Yes, but I'm doing it strategically with trying to match up players to stacks of mine. So, like, I had queued Bohm right here. Mm-hmm. He unfortunately got taken, but I have other Philly hitters. He is a little bit of a flyer, but there's big upside, especially when I have players to stack with him. So I could go Conforto here to match with the Yastrzemski stack.
Now, Ramon Laureano was one you were eyeing for potential sleeper pick.
Yeah, I think he's a great spot. I mean, it's very simple here. There's really not that many guys that have 20 home run, 20 stolen base upside, and he is one of those. And he's going pick 200. Like, he's just so late in this draft. We're in the 17th round here. And, we only have a handful of picks left.
Yeah. Let's scroll through here. Tommy Pham still on the board.
Yeah, he is kind of the fourth outfielder though with the Mets. Mm-hmm. Although I assume he's going to get plenty at bats, and he's another one. He's probably going a little later than he should. There's a lot of paths to him getting the amount of at bats you need. I like what Petey did there, taking Vargas, add to his little Dodger stack. I can add to my St. Louis stack here with Contreras, which I do not mind whatsoever. If that happens, I am stacking Philadelphia and the Cardinals fairly heavily. So, but 2 good offenses. Don't mind that. I got them.
So if you guys haven't done a best ball draft, make sure to jump on in, get Underdog Fantasy. It's so much fun. And I am 1 pick away, but use our promo code LineStar and you'll get up to $100 if your deposit matched. Not only can you play best ball, but you can also do the pick'em game, which is my personal favorite, where you pick a player to get more than or less than a certain statistic. So ton of fun there. All right, so where am I going to go here? I was sort of thinking about some of my Mets players here. I think I'm going to go with, let's see, I need infield. I'm going to go Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, I mean, he could have a bounce back season. He's another player that's just a year or 2 removed from really good seasons. He also has some speed with the bigger bases, the pitch clock, the rule changes. He could get a few more steals.
Right. And now in Toronto, I think last season he was, I don't know, I think he could benefit from that. I know he played there last year, but towards the end of it. Oh, we're going again. Should we go Pham or Vogelbaum or Von Grissom? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I got Brandon Drury.
Oh.
Dang it.
You did say Von Grissom. He is who I am trying to get next if I can. Although I wouldn't be that bummed if I didn't get him just because I don't have Braves. But I love his upside, and I could use another infielder here.
Peter says, I stole his Merrifield stack. Sorry, Pete. Sorry, buddy. So Merrifield was a South Carolina guy.
Once again, you're a homer, huh?
Yeah, got to go with the ones. But he's a good ball player.
Yep.
I like that he's away from Kauffman Stadium now. Kauffman Stadium is just like one of the weirder ballparks there are. It's like kind of a weird one. Do you remember the home run derby that they had like years ago at Kauffman Stadium, and nobody could hit home runs there like at all, and including like Robinson Cano. It's just like everybody struggled hitting home runs there. And there's really like no specific rhyme or reason for it. It's just one of those weird ones.
All right. So we got a little ways here. Petey still got his Toronto stack on Kirk there.
All right.
Now I am very tempted to keep it to 5 pitchers. A little fragile build there. But I am trying to win it, and I'm going to need these pitchers to stay healthy and do well. And honestly, nobody on the board do I really see having a better season than these guys. So I'm going to probably stick there and load up the hitters.
Load those hitters up.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through right now, seeing, who's left out there on the board that we can go in and
There's
snag.
A lot of guys here. I do like Brian Hayes. I think Yandy Diaz is going a little late. Sean Murphy is there. He could add to my stack. And there is talk about Murphy hitting 4th for the Braves, which obviously is nice. Being in a good lineup definitely helps for the RBIs and the runs and all that. So you do want to prioritize that. if Petey is still looking for a Colorado stack, Tovar could be a nice one. Another one that I like is Nolan Jones. Rockies have had some injuries in the spring training, so they're trying Jones out at third. If he's getting regular playing time, he could be a steal with your last pick of the draft. Little young prospect there. Now, unfortunately, Yandy Diaz is gone, so I cannot get him. Shansam, you are next on the clock with your last pick of the draft.
All right.
And Murphy is gone. The guy just stole both the guys I wanted.
Oh.
Now, for me, I'm just kind of going through and looking at guys that I can stack with my team. It's why I'm going Kepler in the outfield. Got Gallo. Might as well add a stack with a late round flyer pick. So that'll do it for me.
All right. So now you and I have to wager something on this draft.
I mean, we got Petey in the wager too.
Yeah, we got to figure out what the terms are here on who wins it.
All right. Let's take a look at our teams here. So, Shannon, starting at the top, you got Mike Trout, Pete Alonso, Max Scherzer, Dylan Cease, Christian Yelich, Kevin Gausman, Dansby Swanson, Starling Marte, Seiya Suzuki, Nestor Cortez, Eugenio Suarez, Oscar Gonzalez, a.k.a. SpongeBob, Gumby, Jordan Montgomery, Andres Jimenez, Harrison Bader, Tyler Molly. Get a Tyler bump there.
Tyler bump.
Whit Merrifield, Brandon Drewy, Tommy Pham, Oswald Pizarro.
There we go. That's the winning lineup.
What do you think of your team?
I think we're good. You know what? Yeah, there were a couple picks I would have liked back. Specifically the ones that I was snoozing on.
That was my 30th.
That was your 30th draft? So what do you think about your team? Quickly go over yours.
I like it. So I am going on the fragile side with only 5 pitchers, but they're all good with high upside pitchers. And Brandon Woodruff, Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, Charlie Morton, Freddie Peralta. Then on the infield, I started off my draft with Trey Turner and Paul Goldschmidt. I have Rhys Hoskins, Brandon Lowe. I forget which one. Is it Nate or Brandon?
Yeah,
one of them goes Nate, one goes Lau.
Yeah, it's Lau.
Wilson Contreras, Vaughn Grissom, Brian Hayes, Brian Reynolds, Nick Castellanos, Tyler O'Neill, Joey Gallo, Andrew McCutcheon, Mike Yastrzemski, Adam Duvall, and Matt Kepler.
All right.
So I got some nice stacking there. I like my team. We'll see. Really no idea how it's going to do until we're done.
So another successful draft in the books. And remember, if you want to hop in on the Best Ball Fun, to download the Underdog Fantasy app and use our promo code LineStar, you'll get up to $100 of your deposit matched. And also make sure to comment on this video and let us know who you're taking in your fantasy best ball drafts. If you think we crushed our drafts or if you think we did awful, we'll hear it all. We can take some criticism. It's okay. It's okay with us. We got thick skin.
Hey, I'm in it to win it. I know people are going to say...
Less so me, but that's okay.
I know people are going to say that I'm light on pitcher, but I like the fragile builds. I think it gives you more ways to benefit in the other positions. So.
All right. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Go out there, crush your best ball drafts, and we'll see you next